I'll proceed from there.
So I believe, and now can you hear us since you've come back?
Okay. Yes, I'm removed.
Meanwhile, as we wait for him to settle down, are you able to hear us right now?
Just
So I believe he will come back once again. This has been really interesting. We did not expect that, as we had tried to test it earlier on and it worked perfectly. But let's hope that things will be sorted out shortly. As I was saying, he will, hopefully, if he will be able to come back, he will tell us what Bitcoin is, give us more details about Bitcoins and other digital assets that we've heard about, especially in the social media streets. Most of us, once in a while, you have encountered somebody who has been pressing you in your inbox to, invest in Bitcoin. I don't know, invest in this, invest in cryptocurrencies. So, and of course, most of you have been asking us that question, and I believe our guest tonight, we hope that he will be able to join us. He will break down everything for us so that we can, you can get enough knowledge before you can take any step in case you choose to go ahead and take any further step.
Now you're okay. It's clear now. I can hear you now. I don't know. It's okay now.
It's okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Everything now. Yeah, that's fine now. I don't know what was the issue,
Oh.
but it's fine now.
Perfect.
Yeah, sorry about
Perfect. No problem. We thank
Yeah.
God for that. And of course, it's technology, so not everything can be perfect, but I'm so happy that now we can communicate concurrently or simultaneously. So thank you so much for introducing yourself. We believe that maybe you could reintroduce yourself just shortly for the people who are joining us right now, so that they can know who is Louis Kaptich and what you do, and so that we can get started.
Sure. Thank you again, Sheila, for that. My apologies again for at times technology tends to happen at the 11th hour, but thank God we are on now. So welcome everybody who is tuning in. I think Sheila is doing a good job in terms of financial literacy and education, which is very, it's a key component that I think it's been missing for a very long time. And things are ever evolving, things are growing. So my part is just to give my view on what I've been doing as I introduce myself. As I said, my name is Louis Kaptich. I'm basically, I have a background in IT and also accounting. I think I was only employed for about 1 year maximum. Then I got into business. I came to know about Bitcoin, I think around 2016, and I took into it and I saw the future of it. That's why actually I've taken time to study it, to understand it. Then because the best way to teach is to first of all get it into yourself first before you start explaining. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm currently involved with a platform that is actually expanding here in Kenya. It's one of the biggest exchanges. So we'll get to know that as we go by. So I'm very much obliged to share my part and also share my experience on how we are going to go about it in the next coming few years ahead. So thank you again, Sheila.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your introduction. As I can see, people are now joining in. I would encourage you to keep on sharing this live session. Remember, we are demystifying Bitcoins and other digital assets. So if you have any question that you might be having regarding Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and digital assets, this is a live show. You need to be in. Remember to prepare your questions as well. And most of all, you need to grab your pen and paper so that you can note down some takeaway points. Before we go, we dive further into the session, I would like to remind us that we are going to host Wealth Builders webinar on 26th of July through Google Meets, where we shall be teaching you on how to invest in the stock market. If you'd like to participate or to be part of this webinar, I encourage you to check out our Facebook page. There is a pinned poster on the details of registration. Remember, to book your slot, you only need to pay Kenya shilling 1,000 to our mobile number, and we shall be sharing with you the webinar link. And again, I would encourage us to keep on subscribing to our YouTube channel. A link will be attached on this live session shortly, so that you can get to watch our videos and acquire money skills at your convenience and anytime you wanna check on something. So back to you, Mr. Louis. My first question is, what is Bitcoin and digital assets? Maybe you could break it down to our audience.
Thank you, Sheila, for that again introduction. And to your first question, I'll be glad to answer it. So I think for us, if we want to really understand what Bitcoin is, we have to like go back into the years before. There is a very simple diagram I normally use. I can't share my screen here. But usually, if you look at how money has journeyed, I think in one of your clips I saw you talking about barter trade, which was how you used to like people trade back in the days. Then that has it has improved, or rather improved then from barter trade to trading like gold and cowrie shells and stuff. Then to coins, then now to notes. Then from the notes, we have plastic money, which is like what we have, I think, from 1950s or something, to now we are having everything is cashless. There's no physical like feeling of money. It's just in the air. So this in the air thing is what we know as digital. It's value. It's zeros and ones in terms of computing. And as it is, you can use Bitcoins or digital currency to do anything. You can define Bitcoin into, let's say, I normally classify it into four. To a child, what does Bitcoin to a child mean? Because if a child can understand something, then means another adult too can is a form of digital money. It is stored on a computer so that you can not like a normal coin whereby you can like see and touch. It is something digital. And a good example to use, let's say a child wants to buy a new toy, they normally buy with money, that is cash money or the coins. But in this case, they can also use Bitcoin to buy for that. So it is basically a value that you can spend and you can be paid with. And all you need to have it is you need to have a phone or a laptop. That's as simple as it.
Okay, and what are digital assets from your perspective?
So digital assets, if you like define the two terms separately, digital is something that is again computer data or computerized, let's say, document or any form of that database is something. We find asset is basically an holding whereby it has value over to accounting and business. You have liability assets, which are liabilities, and also the ones that are like what assets and liabilities. That's how you normally call them. So this digital digital thing is an asset.
Oh, we have again lost him.
I'll be there for 11 years. From oh, you've lost me. I think
Louis, can you repeat the last part again? I think maybe there's a problem with his internet connection. However, as you have heard from his definition, is that a Bitcoin is simple, it's a ledger, and it's not really
hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I don't know what's wrong with the internet today for some reason. So where did you lose me? Sorry about that.
We lost you when you were giving us the last part of digital assets, where you are saying it's simply like computerized digital assets.
It's okay. Sorry, I was talking about. See, when you talk about digital, it's we know. Most of us know what a database is. It's how you store your documents or files in your computer. It's a database. So that by itself is something digital, because you cannot really see it, but it's there on your device. So when you define now asset, which I think I maybe missed that. Asset is basically something that is that is adding new value or it's growing in value. The other opposite is liabilities. So the reason why we perceive land as an asset or a business as an asset, if it's bringing you income, is because there is increase in value through time. So the same thing that is applicable with Bitcoin as digital currency, because it is digital. In terms now, it is a digital asset because it is an asset that you cannot see it, but it is on the device and it goes in value. And as I said, I think I was closing. Bitcoin 11 years ago was zero. It didn't have value. Today, one of that Bitcoin in terms of digitally is costing like 1 million shillings for one. So if you invested like 10 years ago, let's say you spend, let's say what, maybe even 1,000 shillings, so it was zero. It was like it didn't have value. Today we'll be having like 1 million worth of it for one. So that is now the aspect of it being an asset. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for that definition. To the audience, I can see Jane Maura, you've tuned in. Thank you so much for joining us. Aswani Unia, thank you so much for tagging your friend. And of course, you are saying Diohi Bitcoin. Definitely thank you for tagging Justa. I hope you will get more information about Bitcoin from our guest, Mr. Louis, who is a Bitcoin and blockchain consultant. So, Louis, why Bitcoin? Why would someone have to invest in Bitcoin? You said it's simply a ledger. It's like digital money. You don't hold it. So why Bitcoin? Why not something else, like, you know, like land. Why not why should I not invest in land and invest in Bitcoin?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's again, that's a very good question, and I usually, even when I'm talking to people who are new to this space, I actually ask them back. It's normally a question of why Bitcoin. Like, in fact, if you get that why, is then you'll now like appreciate Bitcoin. So why Bitcoin? Bitcoin, I think number one is because it's the most secure asset you can have in this age. Security because you've heard the term blockchain. I think most of people have heard about blockchain, but really don't know what it means. So blockchain is like now it's at times people call it Internet 2.0. It's the next internet that is blockchain. So it is secured by blockchain. That's what Bitcoin is, and that gives it much security. Secondly, if you look back today, Sheila, and even most of the users who are plugged in, why are you using email today? Why not go to the post office? In fact, I'll bet most of the people that you interact with, if you ask them, when was the last time they went to the post office? They'll in fact, some people don't even know how post office looks like. But if you talk to our parents or some older generation, post office was a daily use. As in, no one would ever thought another way to send information. So the same thing is happening with money. So money again has moved. You use email today because number one, it's very fast, it's very secure because you need a password. If you send me an email, it can't go to another person. It will go to the person you intended to go to. So that is why Bitcoin is also borrows from that. It's secure because when I send you value, it comes to you. There's no third party. That's the other term. There's no third party. Today, if let's say your bank decides or they see some fraudulent transaction, they may decide to freeze your account. And if whether you had 10 million, whether you had or whatever money, they've froze your account. But with Bitcoin gives you the freedom. Actually, that's the term I like to use. It's freedom. Freedom whereby you can move anywhere with your money. The same way you can move anywhere with your email. You can access your email anywhere. So that's the same way you can access your Bitcoins anywhere. And I'm very sure most of the users will be asking them, how do I or where do I spend Bitcoins? There are very many places which I'll be glad to share as we go by. So with that, I was just giving the reason why Bitcoin, because it is fast, it is secure, it is global, it is decentralized, and it is free from government control. The other thing, maybe if I summarize on that one, people have heard of inflation. I'm glad you talk about the stock market, and you know how stock market has been behaving the past couple of days. Zimbabwe, I think they had what we call a hyperinflation a couple of years back. Venezuela, the same, because those are challenges you have with fiat currency. So that is what Bitcoin is actually coming to solve. Yeah.
All right. So you are saying that people should prefer Bitcoin, especially on the inflation side, because it is kind of shielded from the inflation aspect of money, and at the same time, it's like it's a global currency. You don't have, if you're going, let's say to let's say if you're traveling to South Africa, you don't have to change your money to the South African currency. You just need to have access to your smartphone, and you can transact anywhere in the world. All right. So we go to our third question, which will be, what distinguishes Bitcoin from any other currency like money? What is the difference?
Okay. Again, that's a very good question. Maybe if we may just even define it even further. Maybe when you can ask your users, your viewers, who are anybody who's plugged in or watching this, we have currency and money. Very few people know the difference of currency and money. And that's why this financial literacy is very important. Most people think it's the same, but one of them is not the other, and the other one is not the other. So maybe if we can just run through it shortly. Money basically has a couple of characteristics. And most characteristics that currency have, that currency have, currency misses one thing. Currency has one factor that is missing, and that is normally a store of value. So currency can be a medium of exchange. Currency can be like a unit of account. It can be portable. It is divisible. It is fungible. But what it misses is a store of value. Why? Because currency is what? It's a paper. It's legal tender. That is currency. And normally currency is issued by a government. It is a government sanctioned. I mean, even today, if you tear a note, it's illegal. You'll be arrested. But now, what misses with currency is now what we call the store of value, which now comes to the asset part of it. A good asset has to have a good store value. So what people have come to like define them as one, because no one ever taught anybody about that. And I like what I follow Robert Kiyosaki very much, and I'm sure you also do, and also most if not, that's one person you like to read and also follow what he says. Quite recently, actually, there's a last book that he wrote. It's called Fake. It's a very good book, and he actually defines. He says there are three forms of money, not currency. Three forms of money. So he said there is God's money. God's money is gold. That's what he says. Then number two, you have people's money, or even before I get to people's money, he says there is government money. Government money now is what you call the currency that we have. This currency, that is the government's money, because currency is done what? It is printed by a government. Then we have now people's money, which is now cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. So that will give you an indication whereby Bitcoin now is all three in one. Bitcoin, you can use it as a currency to transact. You can use it as a medium of exchange, because it's easily transferable. And then again, it's a good store value, because in time it tends to grow in value. So once you get the difference of currency and money, then you would actually appreciate what Bitcoin is.
Yeah. All right, that is so interesting. So
I hope I'm. Yeah.
That was so profound.
I hope I'm audible enough.
Sorry? You are audible.
I hope I'm audible enough.
Well. Yes, you are audible enough. So
okay. Sure.
Thank you so much for giving us the distinction between Bitcoin and any other currency. You have said it has the store of value, and it carries all the three aspects of money. So of what is needed to be referred to as a currency as compared to things like money. So my next question is, we have had a lot of people bombarding our inboxes with invest in Bitcoin. Some people have had very bad experiences. So my question is Bitcoin a pyramid scheme? Or maybe you could share some light on that, because I believe that is the mindset that is out there. So is it a pyramid scheme, or what is it?
Okay, thank you for that again, Sheila. I think that is a very common question or a concern that we normally get. But just to clarify on it, Bitcoin is not a pyramid scheme, but people have used it to drive their pyramid schemes, avenues. So what makes something a pyramid scheme? Because everywhere we have pyramids, depending on how you look at it. But what makes a pyramid a scheme? in that you have somebody introducing somebody to somebody like that. It's like a chain of things. And based on what I've explained, there's no chain, there's no nothing I've explained. It is just, it's a technology. Bitcoin is a technology. In that, it's a technology that has something on top of it, which is now the currency part. But people have come up with companies and they're using it to scam people because of what? Lack of information. People are not willing to learn. We have this notion in I think it's maybe not only in Kenya but also in South Africa, most other places. People want to make people want to make money quickly, overnight, without putting in the time, without putting in the energy. And anyway, I think, sorry if I maybe I can use Kiswahili, wasemaga ni ngapi napata, but you don't know, okay, what is it you are putting into? You don't want to know what is in, what drives that value that you are getting. Because even that Mama Mboga wakes up in the morning, she wakes up in the morning, she goes to work, but you want to put in X money, then tomorrow you want to be a millionaire. That is not what Bitcoin is, but people have used Bitcoin to do that because Bitcoin is a valuable thing. They always say in every original there's a fake. You cannot find a fake 3,000 note. You cannot find that, but you'll find a fake note for 1,000. So same thing, you'll find fake gold. You'll find fake diamond, but I mean, do people still get the real value? Yes, they do. Only if you are keen and patient. The same thing applies to cryptocurrency. It's like it's the next. If you look at what have been happening all across the world, from Elon Musk, from very key people who have been talking about Bitcoin, you've heard about AI. That is what drives actually, is going to drive the next couple of years to come. But if you're not informed, trust me, you'll say, hey, hizo vitu ni online, but all that happens because you don't have information. Yeah.
All right. So from what you have clarified is that Bitcoin is not a pyramid scheme. It's only that there are a section of people who are using it to scam others, since it is a new thing. It's still, people have not yet embraced to learn more about Bitcoin. I believe it's because the first people who got it, they didn't put it out here in a better way. But I believe from these live sessions, somebody will be able to understand what Bitcoin is so that they can be able to safeguard themselves from scammers and of course make well-informed decisions in the future. Now, Louis, as you are talking about Bitcoin, I can see you are so passionate about it, which is something that is coming out clearly from you. But I'm just wondering, for money, a government owns it. Like if you're in Kenya, we have the central bank, which regulates money. It regulates the Kenyan shilling. In every country, there is a body that governs its currency. So who owns Bitcoin, or who governs Bitcoin?
Thank you, Sheila. Again, that's a very good question that is coming out for this session. So who owns Bitcoin, or rather who governs Bitcoin? So to answer it is very simple. Bitcoin is governed or controlled by maths. That is how simple I can answer it. It is governed by maths algorithm, and that is the most secure way of securing information. But coming from what we know, maybe if I just double back a bit further or back, money is always, or rather, currency is a tool of control by any government or any function of a kingship or something. Because they say if you control the money, you control the people. So, but unfortunately, the governments have been known to to be irresponsible. I think I earlier used the example of Zimbabwe. Venezuela, I think also happened a few years, even this year. We've seen Turkey a couple of years back. You are going to the bank and you're told, no, you had saved $1 million shillings, but because of countries' bad performance in terms of economy, you only have 100,000 shillings. Where is the rest? Why? Because this currency is printed. Government can decide to, I think even in Uganda, a couple of years back, I think during administration, they printed paper, and then everything, because there are dynamics that makes money valuable. The reason why gold is valuable today is because you cannot print more gold. You have to mine what is available. You have to get what is available. That's why gold keeps on getting value. Now, coming back to Bitcoin, how does it ensure that it is governed? So there's an aspect of decentralization. That is what actually makes Bitcoin very valuable, because there is no single point of control. It is a decentralized network, whereby we have a lot of computers that run this particular system, whereby no one can really change anything. It's like the internet. Today we use internet, but we don't really ask who controls internet. But it works because we are all part of it. So that is the same analogy that Bitcoin borrows from. It was an invention by somebody called Satoshi Nakamoto back in 2009. He came up with that idea whereby let's try and have a system that is once it is launched, no one can control it. Even if today you will try and shut down Bitcoin, no one can shut it down, because it is, you had me earlier saying it is money by the people, because it is me using it, it is somebody in Australia using it, somebody in Canada using it, but we all speak the same language. So even if I have my phone here with my wallet, no one can shut it down. It is my Bitcoin. The same way you can have your email address. But if your money is in your bank, I mean, and something happens, then you lose out. But with my Bitcoins, I'm very much okay. So that is what Bitcoin is governed by maths. It's an algorithm that governs the function of it. Yeah.
And just a question on that: who has ownership of the mathematics algorithm? Yeah. Algorithm,
yeah. So we have what we call nodes. Nodes are basically like parts of the network. So me having a wallet, I form a node. Somebody running the system in some server somewhere forms part of a node. So we all need each other. No single person can say they own everything. The same way I use the internet. Okay. But together it forms now that network.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We shall take a short break and read what people are saying to our audience. Thank you so much for being with us until this time. I can see Jane, you're saying, yes, Louis, you are audible. Thank you so much for the confirmation. To those that are watching us, please start writing down your questions. If you have any question regarding Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, anything about digital assets, this is the best time for you to start writing them down, as we are midway. As a reminder, I would encourage you to keep on subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is under the name Financial Wellness with Sheila Mboga. If you type Financial Wellness, you'll be able to find our channel. And again, I encourage you to keep on following us on Instagram at Financial Wellness Center. And the best part of it all is you need to follow us on LinkedIn by checking Financial Wellness Center. We are now on LinkedIn. Ensure you follow us so that you can get real-time updates on money, business, and of course, if we have an open vacancy, you'll be the first one to know. And definitely if you apply, we shall consider you. So back to you, Louis. The other question is, how does one use Bitcoin? How does one acquire it? If I want to use it, how do I acquire it?
Great. how do you acquire it? So
Yeah.
to acquire it is very simple. One requirement that you need to have is basically have a phone that can access the internet. That is number one. Most of us, I think, we are familiar with the Play Store, or if you're using an iPhone, you have the App Store. So you just go to App Store, then you download an e-wallet. It is free. And I use, there's one popular one called the Blockchain. I think is the most highly downloaded wallet. So once you have the e-wallet, it's like your SIM toolkit on your phone. So once you get the wallet, now you need to acquire Bitcoins. So how do you acquire Bitcoins? Number one, you can either get paid in Bitcoin. Let's say if you offer a service, in fact, there's a lady in Kenya, I think around Nyeri, she runs a restaurant called Betty's Place. She's one of the first ladies to take payments in Bitcoin. Because the same way you are able to pay with M-Pesa, you'd be like, no, just pay me in Bitcoin. So you'll pay her what you spent based on the rate of the day, that particular day. And one Bitcoin, as I say, it's going for like, let's say $9,200 in dollars, that is. But you can have small units of it, even to like it's like equivalent of cents, it is 0.000 something, which is like maybe what, 100 shillings. So which is, it just, most of us, I think we are familiar with the QR codes. I think I've seen Safaricom and a couple of so you just scan. I'll show you my QR code on my phone. Then you just scan it. Then it will transfer from that phone to this phone. That is one way. The second way is that you can buy from the same way people go to a forex bureau. You go to a forex bureau to exchange what? Your Kenya shillings into dollars, or dollars to pounds, or depending on what. So we have exchanges, and that's why actually I am actually working with one of the exchanges that is coming to expand to Kenya. It's called Binance. So in Binance, you can basically go to the platform, give out your Kenya shillings, either via debit card or M-Pesa. Then you get Bitcoins to your wallet based on how much you're buying. So that's how simple it is to acquire Bitcoin. So there is the fiat currency, which is what I talked about. Fiat is Kenya shillings, dollars, pounds, and then we have the cryptocurrency. So we have those two. So for you to move from crypto to fiat, you have to exchange, and that's where now you have exchanges. We even have ATMs actually. I think there's one in South Africa. I've used it a couple of times. We have one in Dubai, Djibouti. There are very many in the US, Canada. So a normal ATM, just go to the ATM with your phone, how much Bitcoins you want to buy, put in the dollars. Depending on how much you want to buy, the ATM will send Bitcoins to your phone. So those are the simple ways of how to acquire Bitcoins. And then once you have it on your phone, they say there you can now decide to buy tickets. Even when you are buying a car from Japan, you can pay for it in Bitcoin. Because what is the advantage? The fees are very minimal, and the transfer is immediate.
Wow. So you have said, like in Kenya, there's already a restaurant that is accepting payments
in Nyeri. Yes, in Nyeri. Right. We have a couple of places. Yeah, even Kempinski, you can go and pay for your food in using Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
It's information. People need to. Yeah, that's why what you're doing is very good, just to get people to understand.
Yeah. You know, people. It's always said people perish because they lack knowledge. So, personally, I didn't know that actually in Kenya people are already able to transact using Bitcoin. And another thing, I didn't know they have an ATM. So the ATM is like the normal ATM, or how do you go about it? Because the normal ATM, you need to put in your card and put in your password. What happens to this Bitcoin ATM?
Bitcoin ATM is basically, you've seen like these ATMs where you can deposit money. I think they're starting to become popular. So it's like that one. If let's say you want to buy Bitcoins of 2,000, you will put in like 2,000 notes. Then the system will, the ATM will know that you're putting 2,000, and it will look at the global rate of Bitcoin that particular day. So depending on how much it is, it will ask you to like go to your phone and show the QR code to it. So it will basically transfer Bitcoins from that phone, from that ATM to your phone, like that, just like a normal transaction. Yeah. How about since it's breaking again, I don't know why. Hello? It's breaking again, I don't know. Okay. Maybe let me refresh. Hello? It's a problem with the internet. I don't know what's
Okay. I hope you will be able to come back again as we are almost winding up. But as you have had so far, he has explained what a Bitcoin is, how to differentiate it from other currencies. He has explained why it is not a pyramid scheme. He has said who owns Bitcoin and how you can acquire it. Let's see if you can get hold of him once again.
I think I'm here now. I don't know what's it. Yeah.
So the next question is, how does one acquire a Bitcoin wallet? I think you mentioned that, but maybe you can just highlight it.
Yeah. Yeah. So to acquire a Bitcoin wallet is very simple. You just go to either App Store or Play Store on your phone, and then you download a blockchain wallet. Maybe I can share the link on the chat. It's as simple as that. So once you only need your email address, and then you put in a good password. So as on that, I think it's good to mention that security is very key, because this is how people lose their Bitcoins, because there's no customer care. There's no, you're now becoming your own bank, but that is the right term. So you need to be very, you've heard about people being hacked because maybe I can share again here that people are very known for using the same password for Facebook, for Gmail, for very many things. So if somebody managed to hack into one platform, they basically get access of all their accounts. So it's very good to have a very good password, and then you secure it. You can either back it up, because now it's now, as I said, digital value. So you need to like properly back it up by yourself.
So, and is it free once you go to the Play Store to download the app?
It's free.
You need to pay for it, or it's free?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's free. It's free. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, the other question is, what is cryptocurrency and Bitcoin mining? I've had a lot of people saying, yeah, he does Bitcoin mining. What is this? What does that mean?
Okay, you've said two terms, cryptocurrency and mining. So cryptocurrency basically is a technical term that is used to define Bitcoin. So cryptocurrency is basically two words put together, crypto and currency. So crypto comes from the word cryptography, which is now it comes from the term encryption of data. So you have encrypted data, which is now what we talked about, what Bitcoin is. So that encryption is what now comes about the blockchain technology. So it is based on cryptography. Cryptography is, I think, if you go back to your high school days, you remember log tables and algorithms. That's part of cryptography. It is a science basically. So with that, now the currency term comes now because its value that it is used to transact. So put together, it brings the term cryptocurrency. And that is now as you can see, it's the future of money. So cryptocurrency in relation now to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was the first successful use case of that term cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is, as I said, it was the first use case of that particular cryptography and currency. There are many other cryptocurrencies. There are very many, actually more than 5,000. People have heard of Ethereum, Litecoin. So there are a lot of them are useful. A lot of them are, and again, that's how people are also scammed. Somebody says, "I've come up with a cryptocurrency that is doing X, Y, Z. Invest in it, then it will be like Bitcoin. Then now you lose money." So again, you have to be very keen on how you go about. So now that I've talked about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, where does mining come in? So mining basically is just a fancy term that is used to explain how, I think simply put, it's how transactions are verified in the network. So this verification is done by not now, like if you now, let's say, go back to, when you say mining, people think about digging the ground to get gold.
Yeah.
It's very okay. That's how people are. So in this case, we are not digging the ground. We are using computing power, computers, to verify or to mine these Bitcoins. So you using computers, you're basically verifying. Think of it like let me use in this case, let me use M-Pesa, because I think that's what we know. When you go to your phone and let's say you send money to, let's say somebody, a number, you wait for some few seconds before you get a confirmation. Those few seconds, what is happening? It is going through the Safaricom platform or system or the software that was used to design the M-Pesa system. So you can now equate that to mining, because when I send you Bitcoin, the same way you have to wait for a few seconds before that particular is like transfer is cleared. So that clearance is what is done by computers, which is now what you call digital mining. So out of you mining is when now you get to receive new Bitcoins that are being issued by the network. And that's how anybody now is mining gets rewarded for offering their computing power. I know it's a bit technical, but I think that's how simple I can get it understood.
Perfect. That was quite insightful, because we've had a lot of people saying Bitcoin mining, and as you said, when we hear mining, we think like the way you mine gold, you have to dig deep and all that. Yeah. But you said it's simply a verification method that that the one has to undergo so that the Bitcoin can be verified and be given value, right? So I'm just wondering, so this Bitcoin has like values, the way we have $10, we have $100 bill, we have $50. We have something like that when it comes to Bitcoin.
Yes, so not really, because what you've talked about is the denominations. We have like 10 shillings coin,
denominations, exactly.
20 shillings coin. So those are denominations, So with Bitcoin, there are not denominations. We only have, it's like a unit of account, one. So like when you click on your laptop or on your phone, you get one. If you divide it further, you'll get 0.1. Or 0.2, or 0.0001. You can like subdivide it into small. Remember, it's digital. There's no like physical like subdivision. So 1 unit of Bitcoin is subdivisible into what? Into a million, into a million times. So in short, is like for every 1 shilling, you have 100 cents. That's how you can like equate it. So for every 1 Bitcoin, you have 100 million units. We call them satoshis. So 1 whole Bitcoin, in terms of a whole, in terms of a unit, is equivalent to $9,200 as of now. So if you do like the math, you can know now if I want half of it, that is now 0.5, which is half of that amount, which is like $4,500. So you can like go down like that. Or if you have 10 Bitcoins, that means you have 9 million. Yeah.
Now, this leads me to my last question. Actually,
so I hope that explains.
Yeah, that explains. But now, you say that if you want to get Bitcoin, you have to get a wallet. Then you have to download it from the Play Store or App Store if you're using an iPhone. Now, do you have to input money to buy Bitcoin? Or how do you guys get to have Bitcoin?
Yeah.
So you use money to buy Bitcoin.
Okay, I think I explained it earlier. Once you have a wallet, or that is number one. You can use you use money to buy Bitcoin. Or I've met people in some of the forums I go to, like what, let's say 4 years back, they used to let's say do this writing, or maybe these online jobs that you do for overseas. Then I remember there's a lady actually, she gave me a story. She used to do like writing for a magazine or something. So that particular company told them, by the way, can you pay me in Bitcoin? So the lady didn't know what Bitcoin was. She's like, no, you just send me on PayPal in dollars. At that time, in fact, she was doing calculations. If she had decided to be paid in Bitcoin, she would have been paid about 200 Bitcoins. That was like 4 years ago or 5. 200 Bitcoins. Do your math today. How much is 200 Bitcoins worth right now? But again, she didn't know what Bitcoin was, and that was the day. So you can buy Bitcoin, you can get paid in Bitcoin for offering a service.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your questions. I believe those are the questions we have for you tonight. We really appreciate your
Is that okay?
Your presence. Yeah, I got it, and we really are thankful for your time tonight. To our audience, if you have any questions regarding Bitcoin, we shall give you like 1-2 minutes to just type in your questions regarding anything to do with Bitcoin, as we have Louis here, who is a Bitcoin and blockchain consultant, and he will be happy to answer any of your questions. So feel free to ask right now. I believe he has given us a candid breakdown on what Bitcoin is, how you can access it, how you can use it, and of course the ownership, or how you about ownership about it. And of course he has come out very clear that it is not a scam. It's only that there are a section of people who are using it as a way to scam other people. So I think we'll give us like just a minute. Then if we not have any other question, just we shall be winding up the live session. Meanwhile, Louis, if you have anything else that you'd like to share with us, just feel free to share right now. I think his internet disappeared again. So we are here now, and I believe we have learned something about Bitcoin. Let me just add him once again.
Yes, I'm here.
So, yeah, Louis, you can give us your closing remarks. And if you have anything that you would like us to know
Okay.
regarding Bitcoins, just feel free to share now.
Okay, so for me, I'm just my quest is just to keep on educating people about this new form of asset as a hedge to what is going on in the world economy. The key thing, as in also, I think goes on to you in terms of get information, attend these seminars, attend these sessions, get to know what is it that people are talking about. What is the next technology that is coming up? What is the I think I like what Steve Jobs says. I followed him a lot. Says you have to stay curious. You stay foolish. Yeah, stay curious, stay foolish, and actually the big stay curious, stay stupid, and stay foolish. That's how you get to learn. So we are growing a Telegram community, as in by Binance, and I think maybe later you can give me like 2-3 names of those people who ask questions, then I can share some cryptocurrencies for them to hold, for them to that is once I've shared it on the chat, our link for the Telegram community. But any clarifications, you can always you have my contacts. You can always reach out them to me for any form of clarification. So thank you.
All right. Actually, there is someone who's called Pinu Baby Nyakindu. I believe it's a she. She's asking, how can one locate Louis? I'm interested. Maybe you could share your contact details.
Sure. Maybe I'm on Telegram, so I'll just share my my Telegram handle. I think is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Hello?
Yeah,
let me share
okay
my Telegram handle, then you can always get me.
So perfect.
So I've put it on the chat. That is my Telegram.
All right. For those who are interested, do you have a Facebook page under Binance Kenya? I think
yes, we do have a Facebook page and a Binance Kenya. I think I'll also share it, but you can. Sorry?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying you can always. My Facebook is just my name as it appears on the chat. I don't have any AKAs, just my name. We also have the Binance community on Telegram, and then I think on also Facebook is just Binance Kenya as it is over there.
All right, thank you so much. You to our audience, you can also find him on Telegram under Teach Crypto. That is T for Tango, I for India, C for Charlie, H for Hotel. Let me check again. I've forgotten. Crypto, like from the word cryptocurrency.
Crypto, yeah.
Teach Crypto. So it has been really amazing to have you with us today, despite having a lot of technical challenges. We really appreciate your time to come and shed more light to our audience about Bitcoins and just to change the people's mindset that has been corrupted a lot about Bitcoin. So we really appreciate your time and we appreciate your presence. To our valued follower, we are so honored to be with you throughout this chat, and we hope you have learned something and that now you are able to make wise decisions when it comes to digital assets and of course Bitcoins, so that you don't fall in the hands of scammers, and of course you know what you're getting into. Until then, I'll keep on encouraging you to register for our upcoming webinar that will be happening on 26th July, where we shall be teaching you on matters regarding the stock market. And definitely keep on following us here on Facebook, Financial Wellness Center, so that you can get to have real-time updates about money management, and definitely be the first one to be notified every time we go live. Once again, keep on following us on Instagram at Financial Wellness Center, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Financial Wellness. We hope to see you in our next Wealth Wednesday session. And we believe that from all you've learned, if you have any question, if you forward it to us, or if you comment in this live session, we will get Louis to connect with you and assist you further. So until then, thank you so much, Louis. I hope I'll see you around sometime again. And we can call it a night. Thank you so much, and stay safe, and God bless all of you.